at the age of 19.
I'm happy. I might cry. I'm sorry.
Tekeya Robinson had a dream to become a businesswoman one day, but the road to get there wasn't exactly smooth.
The 4 months I was in South Carolina, I was just so in it now. 6 months I've been here, I see the growth. The growth in me, how I changed so much. It's a big difference how I was in South Carolina.
In April of 2023, Robinson found herself behind bars at a South Carolina prison. By August, she was extradited to the Mecklenburg County Detention Center where she is now. Ever since, it's been an uphill battle, working through her past hardships and overcoming a domestic violence relationship.
I'm so humble, and it took a lot for me to be so humble. And I'm just humble. I'm still working on me, but I can see the growth of how I was when I started in August to now February. And the growth is so tremendous. And people be like, oh, I won't wish this on my worst enemy. I do wish this on my worst enemy, because this will whip you up into shape.
Through Sheriff McFadden's strong commitment to residents, Robinson had a second chance at making a new life for herself. Having always sought to be an entrepreneur, she joined the MCSO Next Great 50 program, a Peace for Poverty initiative aimed at empowering incarcerated people through education and skill development and supporting them in their journey towards self-improvement and successful reentry into society.
We had to work through all paperwork, like it was you had to start from square one to get the finishing product. And when I say it was hard to come up with business ideas, I had blueprints in my room.
Through the 2 months long business development course, Robinson received all the tools she needed to better herself. She worked with leaders from Peace for Poverty who helped her create a business idea and develop a logo and website. By the end, she established Revolving Peace, an LLC designed to help those in need.
I incorporated a homeless counseling center. So I want to incorporate counseling into it, and then I want to do a food pantry. Or I'm gonna do a food pantry, and then I'm gonna do like a clothing part with it too. I'm happy I found me. So as how revolving doors is, you go in and out, in and out, in and out. And just like homeless people, you in a facility, you get better and you transitioning out. So I took the revolving and made it into a positive.
Since the Next Great 50 began in October of 2022, 31 males and 3 females have graduated. Robinson was one of the first women to graduate from the program. She's expected to be released and back with family this spring.
For them to actually come and see me accomplish something that I wanted to do at 19, it was breathtaking. If I just want to go back to the day that graduation. They didn't want to leave, and I didn't want them to leave. I wanted to walk out with them, and it's real tough. It's real tough, because it's hard to see my mom break down on the phone. It's really hard, but I tell her she got to be strong too,
Although Robinson is eager to get her business going, she says she's still a work in progress and hopes to serve as an advocate for others.
Do not let no one or nothing stand in your way of doing what you got to do. And if you want to open that business, whatever type of business it is, go for it, because you only live once.
Super proud of Tekeya and everything that she was able to accomplish with her business. We look forward as the Next Great 50 family to be able to support her as she continues to go forth with her dream and expanding her business. So it was such an amazing thing for us to be able to be inside the Mecklenburg County Jail by way of Sheriff McFadden, by allowing us to be in there. But it was just an amazing time to be able to put life into one who may have made a mistake, but even more to be able to come out as an entrepreneur and pursue all of her dreams, goals, and ambitions.
Well, Josh, we talk about this all the time, and I actually carry this around in my car. And people say, why? Because, I don't think no other sheriff's office in America has what we have. Mm-hmm. And I know that sounds crazy, but when we talk about peace for poverty, when you came to me with this idea, skeptical a little bit,
yeah.
But then after that, it became, so I'm happy to tell people, do you have businesses inside your detention center? I have 12 businesses inside. And they said, how? I have 12 residents, commonly referred to as inmates, that have businesses. And they said, nah. And then I pulled this out. And this is, your logo. Then it says the next great 50. But when I turn the page like here and show people, this is an LLC of a company. This is a company. This is not something that Instagram did, or this is not something got a business card to say, yeah. I have something. This is a company. And some people check it. They check it. So I said, you can check it. You can have the copies of it. But to have young men and women returning to home or returning to society or returning back into society with a business is huge for me. And so I'm hope that we can create this for other people. Mm-hmm. I hope that other people listen. I hope that other sheriff's offices listen. I want to take it across the country. I'm sure you want to take it across the country. Absolutely. And set it on fire, because when you say this is the key to reestablish yourself in the community, this is the key. Reentry, recovery, but then when you're talking about building somebody's credit and credit report, we even need that here. Yeah. And so I know that you're going to help us with that later also, the credit reports here, but I'm excited about this and I want it to continue. And we have a class coming up, right?
Yes, we do. We have a men's class coming up to where we are getting ready to have another 12 men that come out as business owners. So right now, currently, we have 36 formerly incarcerated men that are business owners now. And of course, Tekeya is a part of that as well. So we're just excited to continue to keep growing. We have continued success with it. You've allowed us to be able to come in here. You've trusted the program.
Well,
I'm forever grateful, because one thing about business is so many people are so quick to say, okay, yeah, they started the business, but then what? But we also have to understand the true facts about business, right? It takes 3 to 5 years for you to actually established a full-grown business.
Right.
So most of those who are incarcerated have 2, 3, 4 years, right? But the history of their business on top of the mentorship. And I think that's the biggest thing, the sustainability. We have the sustainability and the continuing mentorship to go along with what we're establishing. So we established the business, but then there's continued mentorship. So upon release, as we're partnered with you guys, as we're partnered with other organizations, now we're able to automatically give those who are released in their respectful fields to be able to be connected with different businesses that actually create a partnership as they're coming out. So this isn't just a pat on the back, like you said, because I did 12 years. And that was one of the reasons why I was so grateful for you, is because at the end of the day, you gave me an opportunity because I know how it is in there. And I know how it is to get out and start a business. I have 2 successful businesses. So at the end of the day, these men, these women are going to be able to not only come out with a business, but mentorship with it. And that's the key and why we can go national, because there's sustainability to it.
Now, I know some people always come to me and say they want to help people with soft job skills. Mm-hmm. When I look at this pamphlet and I show people this pamphlet, we're talking about business credit, mm-hmm. personal credit, startup business, but then the big one for me is mental health.
Absolutely.
And then so you're giving them all the tools to have a sustainable business. So this ain't soft skills. This is not the small things. Right. These are the big things that always hold people back when they're having a business.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. But I like to say nobody else got it but me.
Nobody else got it but
they
you.
Can get some. They can get some, and we can give it to them. But
they definitely can.
But I want everybody to know the birthplace is here.
Right here.
So and without us, they can't duplicate it.
They can't duplicate.
They can try.
They can try.
They get the small version if they try.
Right.
But if they call us, we can make it happen.
We can definitely make it happen, and even more. the recidivism rate is 49%, I believe 44% nationally. And here in Mecklenburg County is 29. So that means that it's only 1 out of every 23 that are returned, that return back. And it's because we're able to implement programs like the Next Grade 50 to where now they have more of a sustainability, less a chance to return, because we have tapped into the mental aspect and understand what it takes to sustain it and grow it and stay out. So we're doing something even nationally, lowering the recidivism rate. Like, I have to give that especially to you, because the things that you're doing outside of the box, they're not the normal stuff. And sometimes those numbers are overlooked. They're overlooked as if it's just but you can't fake that number. That number can't be faked. That number has to be worked. That number has to be believed in different things, to pursue different things, to get different outcomes.
I remember one thing that we did, because I get excited every time we had these graduations, but we had somebody to actually, I think it was on Zoom, that left and had his business,
Yes.
and he was talking about it.
Yes.
And you remember who that was?
Yes, that was Sean. So he got out. He has a landscaping business. We've also been able to help him with a few contracts. So he's doing pretty good. He's not doing bad at all. He's doing good. He had a little rocky start when he first got out, had a little difficulty. We talked with him. We built with him. We sat down with him. He began to start doing some local. And then now he's having a conversation with a couple of chains of restaurants to be able to go pressure wash their businesses. So his landscaping business it's taken off, man. So I'm excited for him. I'm super excited for him.
I remember another, you may not remember this. I came to the class one day because I love watching the guys, grow. But I was watching you, I don't know if you remember, you were actually showing them where to go on website to get bulk supplies. I think this was like T-shirts.
Yeah.
So you were teaching them, well, if you're going to go into screen printing, this is where you need to go.
Absolutely.
This is a website to buy bulk product.
Right.
So you're teaching them not only everything that we're talking about here, you're teaching them where to go to get it.
Absolutely. The implementation of it, that's the key. Peace for Poverty is where information meets application. And at the end of the day, there's no need to get information if we can't apply it. So we're applying the information right then and there. We're letting them know this is the place you go. I don't need you to go to YouTube, getting in a rabbit hole and finding all of this information and not knowing where to start. If you're doing screen printing, this is the website you need to go to. This is where you get it for bulk. This is where your prices are low. This is how you execute it. And then when you do that, we have multiple screen printing places within Charlotte that are willing to partner with you to help you get on your feet. So these are the different things. And Peace for Poverty is not just returning citizens. It's youth as well as the underserved community. So the same thing we do for the returning citizens is the same thing we do for youth ages 13 to 19, as well as the underserved community. And it had to be set up that way because when the returning citizens get out, they have to have a community to come to. That's where the mentorship continues on. So now we're in our 5th cohort in our underserved community. In our adult program, we've graduated over 175 businesses. So when the returning citizens get out, that's the ongoing mentorship. The success of those who have also taken the same program is bridging the gap between community and returning citizens. So you're absolutely right. It can't be duplicated. It can't be duplicated.
The last thing I want to talk about, I remember, and sometimes I pop in and pop out, so I know what I'm talking about when I go out. But you were talking about how important it is when you go to that bank, what do you need to get that line of credit?
Absolutely. When you go to the bank and you need that line of credit, first and foremost, you got to have some good credit. You have to have good credit, but even more, we teach them more of not getting loans, but lines of credit. Loans are another form of debt. We don't want other forms of debt because we've already been in that. You don't want to be robbing Peter to pay Paul. But if you get a line of credit, then the line of credit allows you to use and only go into debt based off of what you used. So now we teach them respectfully and responsibly how to actually execute what that looks like. So if you need $5,000 and you have a $5,000 line of credit, we need you to only use 10 to 15% of that. So we teach them that. And when you do that, you keep your utilization low so your credit doesn't take a major hit. And we just teach them the responsibilities of that. Most of them in their own illegal ways, in the ways that got them there, they already really know how to do it. It's just properly having the structure to be able to view it in a totally different light. So that's what we teach them as far as being able to go to the banks. And we also have partners with our banks that when they do come in, they're already profile ready, not just having a 700 credit score, but a profile, because banks look at your profile. So we already critique their profile and their credit score to where they're not being told no when they go in the bank.
Great. Well, we happy. I'm happy. I think we just want to sell it to somebody else. Not sell it, bring it. But we are the only people to have it. And I'm happy to say we are the unicorns.